You have heard the statistic. It's the favorite cocktail party fact of everyone trying to cope with inflation. Actually, money doesn't buy you happiness after you make 75k a year. It's comforting, right? It tells us that billionaires aren't really happier than us and that chasing the bag is pointless. There's just one problem. It's wrong. For over a decade, we believed a 2010 study that said happiness plateaus once your basic needs are met. But in 2021, a researcher, Matthew Killingsworth, used an app to track 33k people in real time and he found something that broke the internet. For most people, happiness goes up with money forever. So who's right? The Nobel Prize winner who said money stops mattering, or the Wharton fellow who said it never stops? They decided to settle it the only way scientists know how, an adversarial collaboration. They teamed up to prove each other wrong. And the result? It changes everything we know about wealth, depression, and financial nihilism of Gen Zs. Here is the resolution to conflict, and it explains why you might feel like money isn't helping or why it is the only thing that helps. The researchers discovered that the population is divided into two distinct groups. Group A is what they call unhappy minority. This is about 15 to 20% of the total population. These folks are dealing with miseries, clinical depression, heartbreak, grieving a loved one, or chronic pain. For this group, money does plateau. It stops helping around 100k a year. That's the inflation adjusted version of 75k a year. Basically, if you are rich and miserable, money won't fix your problems. You can't buy your way out of broken heart once your bills are paid. But then there is everyone else, the happy majority. For 80% of the people, happiness rises with income indefinitely. In fact, for the happiest 30% of the people, the relationship accelerates. The more money they get, the happier they become, with no limit in sight. Why? Because money provides control. It allows you to delete problems from your life. But here is where the things get dark. Because while money can buy the happiness, the lack of money is doing physical damage to your brain. We used to think stress was just a feeling, but neuroscience says poverty acts like a physical toxin. In a healthy brain, your prefrontal cortex calms down your amygdala. But studies show that growing up in poverty weakens down the connection between these two areas. Your brain really becomes wired for threat detection. You become hypersensitive to angry faces and bad news. This is the poverty tax on your biology. And nobody is feeling this stress than Generation Z. There is phenomena trending called financial nihilism. Gen Z is saving money, but they feel hopeless. Why? Check out this stat. When baby boomers are asked how much money they need to be financially happy, they said that $1 million. But when you ask the Gen Z same question, they say about 9.5 million. That is 9x difference. Because the goalposts have moved so far, young people are engaging in doom spending, buying luxury goods and expensive dinners. Because saving for a house feels mathematically impossible. It's coping mechanism for a generation that feels economic ladder has been pulled up. Okay, so we know money helps, but if you don't have 9.5 million lying around, you need to use what you have more efficiently. The research identifies 3 cheat codes for spending. Cheat code 1, the class nuance. You have heard buy experiences, not things, right? Go to Paris, don't buy the Rolex. New research shows experiential advantage only works for wealthy. For people with lower income, buying material goods actually provides more happiness because it offers longevity and security. A new laptop or a reliable car reduces daily anxiety in a way a weekend trip cannot. Cheat code 2. Buy time, not stuff. This is the single biggest missed opportunity. In a famous experiment, researchers gave people $40. One group had to buy a material item like a shirt. The other group had to spend it to save time, like paying someone for cleaning your house or mow the lawn. The group that bought the time was way significant happier at the end of the day. But here's the kicker. We feel like we should clean our own toilet. Get over the guilt. Buying time is the most direct way to converting cash into well-being. Cheat code 3. Pro-social spending. This is hardwired into us. Even a toddler smiles more when they give treat to a puppet than when they receive one themselves. Spending on others satisfies our deep need for social connection, which is a stronger predictor of happiness than the income itself. So where does this leave us? We are entering an era of AI and potentially universal basic income. If the unhappy minority stops suffering around 100k and global emotional well-being satiates around 60 to 75k, then policies like UBI aren't just about economics, they are about mental health. Pilot programs so that guaranteed incomes reduces hospital admissions and mental distress. It lifts people out of survival mode that damages the brain, allowing them to actually process happiness. Money is not the destination, it's a vehicle. For the unhappy, it's an ambulance getting you to safety. For the happy, it's a rocket ship that allows you to explore further. But if you don't know how to drive, if you are buying things instead of time, or you are isolating yourself instead of connecting with others, it doesn't matter how much gas you put in the tank. Thanks for watching. Show some love by liking, subscribing, and sharing these insights with your friend.